When I got involved in politics back in the 1950s, 1960s, the conservative cause, the conservative movement rested on a two-legged stool. And a two-legged stool is not very sturdy. And that was national defense, which really meant anti-communism and economic issues. Less government spending, less in government involvement in our life, balanced budget, lower taxes. And we'd win 40, 45, sometimes 47% of the vote. Very seldom did we get 51%. But in the second half of the 70s, Ronald Reagan and Jerry Falwell and Paul Weyrich and other conservatives reached out to the traditional values conservatives, what it became known as the religious right, whether conservative Jews, Catholics, Protestants, and put them all together. And then we had a three-legged stool. And a three-legged stool is very sturdy. And we began to win a fair amount of elections. Won 3 landslide elections for president in the 1980s. But we're still not governing America. And in my opinion, in 2009, we added a 4th leg to the conservative movement, and now we're no longer sitting at on a stool. We're sitting at a big table with 4 legs, and the 4th leg is the Tea Party movement. And sometimes people say, well, isn't the Tea Party movement just like economic conservatives? Less government, lower taxes, balanced budget? And I said, yes, that's all true. But there is a big difference. The Tea Party are conservatives who think of themselves as separate from the Republican Party because they're unfettered to the Republican Party. Too many conservatives, particularly at the national level, became fettered to the Republican Party. When Ronald Reagan ran for president in 1976, he ran against the entire Republican establishment, the Nixon, the Ford, the Rockefeller wing of the Republican Party, and he said we need new leadership, leadership unfettered by old ties and old relationships. The Tea Party is unfettered to these old ties and old relationships. And they recognize that too many people at the national Republican level and Democratic level have gotten together to rig the rules to advantage themselves and their friends. And the Tea Party is coming on the scene now as somebody that represents more of what Angelo Cordovilla talked about, the country class versus the ruling class. And that 4th leg now gives the conservatives an opportunity to not only take over the Republican Party, but within a few years to be governing America.